Potato.
This is 7 News with Amanda Abate.
Our top stories on 7. The Premier's push to move the border, but New South Wales hits back as a cargo ship off the coast creates coronavirus concern. Melburnians rush to cover up after another big rise in COVID case numbers, why New South Wales is now on high alert. Paul Green's heavy heart, the premiership winning coach, leaves the Cowboys effective immediately. And we take you to rap star Kanye West's first campaign rally, complete with bulletproof vest. There are fears a cargo ship 17 kilometres off the Sunshine Coast could become Queensland's next COVID cluster. One man has tested positive, but 18 others remain on board, some with symptoms. Georgie Chumley explains.
A week since Queensland's last new coronavirus case and an unwelcome announcement.
We've got one new COVID case, but we're not concerned about it. It is a person who was tested positive on a cargo vessel.
One of 19 crew on board the Hokkaido Bulker anchored off Mooloolaba. An asymptomatic able seaman. Queensland Health were called out after another crew member started displaying flu-like symptoms.
Representatives from the health department went out, did the testing, and this person was quarantined on the ship and then was brought to the hospital.
The ship anchored in Manila just over 2 weeks ago, where the majority of the Philippines' 60,000 confirmed cases have been recorded. Meanwhile, the border battle continues. The Premier this morning claiming Queensland asked for the border to be shifted further south months ago.
We had discussions back in March. This is a proposal we put in March. It was rejected in March.
Gladys Berejiklian today saying she's had limited communication with Anastasia Palaszczuk.
Can I say that even though I've heard media comments from the Queensland government in the last 10 days on this issue, it's only this morning that I got a very short text from the Queensland Premier about the matter.
Still waiting on a formal request penned by our Premier and the Director General.
I've heard through the media that I'm receiving a letter, so I look forward to that letter.
But the New South Wales Premier told the media, if anything, she thinks the border should be moved north.
And Joel Dry is at the border. Joel, how's peak hour shaping up this afternoon?
Amanda, we are certainly in the middle of that busy school pick-up peak hour period, and at the moment things do seem to be moving quite smoothly. There certainly isn't that lineup of traffic that we have seen over previous weeks, and that's been helped by the fact that most people have taken the time to download that new border declaration that has a very clear number on it that tells police at the checkpoint if that is still a valid declaration. It allows them to move cars through here much quicker. There's also a deployment of ADF soldiers who are assisting police. That is taking some of the pressure off them at the checkpoint, and they help people that maybe haven't got that up-to-date pass or need more information. The delays have gone down from about 2 hours or 90 minutes to an average now, we are told by police, of around 25 minutes. That is much more manageable, but if you talk to locals here in the Tweed region, they would still like to see something done. That border move perhaps south or north. For that to happen, we will await that letter to reach Gladys Berejiklian from Anastasia Palaszczuk and see if there is any action that comes from it. Amanda?
Okay, thank you, Joel. Melburnians are scrambling to buy face coverings as the deadline for mandatory masks looms. Everyone aged 12 and above must wear a mask from midnight Wednesday. 275 new coronavirus cases were recorded overnight. Jodie Lee has more.
Well, yet another day here in Victoria that we've recorded triple digits, 275 new coronavirus cases recorded overnight. It's particularly concerning given much of metropolitan Melbourne and parts of the state are now in lockdown a second time and have been for over a week. It's also concerning given Victoria's hospitalisation rates are now increasing. 147 Victorians are in hospital. Our fatalities are now at 39 line, with another woman in her 80s dying of coronavirus overnight. It is scary given that community transmission is at an all-time high. Authorities say 247 of Victoria's new COVID-19 cases are still under investigation. And it's because of that reason the state government has now mandated that all Victorians must wear a mask. That is effective from midnight on Wednesday, and those who fail to wear a face covering will be fined $200. The state government says it understands not everybody will be able to find a surgical mask in time and says that people can make them at home. The government has also ordered 1.3 million masks for schools as much of the state, students from prep to year 10, return to remote learning today.
But my message to parents is be patient. Don't be hard on yourself. Your teachers know what they're doing. They did a brilliant job last time. They will do a brilliant job again. So we will get through this period. And in doing so, we're supporting students as much as we can.
Today also marks the start of the $3 million inquiry into hotel quarantine. Among other things, it will examine the suitability of contractors and how they were hired. It is expected that the first witness will be called on the 6th of August, with the inquiry to report to Victoria's Governor by September 25.
Health authorities are desperately searching for the source of the coronavirus cluster on the New South Wales south coast at the Batemans Bay Soldiers Club. Live to Olivia Leeming in Batemans Bay. Olivia, there's been a rush of locals trying to get tested.
Yes, and they are unlikely to all be tested today, even though many have been waiting here at this pop-up testing facility in Batemans Bay for hours. And despite concerns that many more people could be infected, several here telling us today that they attended the Batemans Bay Soldiers Club last week, where a family of 4 has tested positive for coronavirus after having dinner at the bistro on the night of Monday, July 13. The virus since spreading to at least 4 other people, including 2 other diners, 1 close contact and a staff member. Anyone who was at that club last Monday night, last Wednesday, Thursday or Friday is being ordered to immediately self-isolate for 14 days and get tested. Many here telling us that's exactly what they've been attempting to do.
We've waited now for 2 hours and the system doesn't seem to be working. No one seems to know how long they're going to stay for.
I'm a little bit concerned because I do have minor chest problems.
I am a bit anxious, yeah. Yeah, it's a bit scary.
The New South Wales Chief Health Officer, Dr Kerry Chant, says they're still working to identify the original source of this cluster, but still trying to get in contact with anyone who may be at risk, including around 180 people believed to have been at the club on that Monday night. Concerned that this could spread further, that this could be another repeat, perhaps, of the Crossroads Hotel cluster in Sydney, something they are desperately keen to avoid, though many of the patrons here were visiting for the school holidays. Now concerns that having returned home, this virus could have spread further across New South Wales and the ACT.
Okay, thank you, Olivia. The father and stepmother of 4-year-old Willow Dunn, who was found dead inside a Cannon Hill home in May, are facing additional charges of child cruelty. It's alleged Willow was left severely malnourished to die in her cot. Mark James Dunn and Shannon Lee White were charged with her murder last month. The Premier has slapped down talk from Jackie Trad about a return to Cabinet after the election. State political editor Patrick Lyon joins us now live. Pat, the Premier didn't seem happy with her former deputy.
Yeah, that's right, Amanda. Miss Palaszczuk really didn't look overly impressed after Miss Trad's weekend newspaper interview. She was quite chatty. She spoke quite candidly about her enormous capacity and willingness to serve in the ministry. She said she wasn't here just to simply occupy a seat. Most amusingly, Miss Trad was asked what the Premier's new-look cabinet lacked without her. Miss Trad laughed and simply said, "A bit of flair." So the Premier twice refused to comment on questions about that flair comment, and she won't speculate on if Ms Trad could return to Cabinet after the election, saying it's hypothetical.
Well, she could say what she wants to say, Patrick, but I'm focused on Queenslanders.
It's very obvious that Jackie Trad will be back in Cabinet.
Honestly, we're in a world pandemic at the moment and you're talking about flair? All right. Thank you.
And the Palaszczuk government hasn't got any flair, it's got no plan and it's got no budget.
Former top figure is also making waves for the LNP. Lawrence Springborg, the party's founding father, has been sidelined from a party trustee role. It's being blamed on his criticism of LNP President Dave Hutchinson during the recent brouhaha with Deb Frecklington. Miss Frecklington says she will still talk to Mr Springborg. Mr Hutchinson, again, not commenting.
Okay, thank you, Pat. Struggling businesses are about to be given more support by the federal government. A key measure is set to be extended to help organisations during the pandemic. Political reporter Jennifer Beshwati has more from Canberra.
That's right. The government says this is a lifeline for businesses, effectively expanding the $40 billion loan guarantee scheme that was announced in April by both the limit for borrowing and the time frame. The cap for guaranteed loans has been extended from $250,000 to $1 million, benefiting about 3.5 million small and medium-sized businesses. They'll also get more time to pay it back, from 3 years to 5.
To back them in, to give them the support they need. And it's a challenging time for them. It's allowing them to invest, not just to get by.
It comes as the government prepares to announce the second round of income support for struggling Australians.
It will be targeted, it will be temporary, it will be effective as the first round has been.
Jobkeeper payments will be tiered, businesses will be reassessed, and those that have recovered as restrictions eased will no longer get the subsidy.
There'll be several months for businesses to adjust to the next phase.
We can't afford to just leave people behind.
The unemployment benefit job seeker will not revert to the original rate of $550 a fortnight. The coronavirus supplement will remain beyond September, but at a reduced rate.
We're again looking at those levels of support and will continue to provide additional support to those people.
The changes to the scheme will be announced this week as the Treasurer also puts the final touches on a mini budget to be delivered on Thursday.
A heavy-hearted Paul Green today stepped down as coach of the North Queensland Cowboys after 7 years with the club. He's the third coach to be sacked this NRL season. Jessica Stewart reports from Townsville.
Well, after months of scrutiny, the axe has finally fallen on Paul Green, the Cowboys' first premiership-winning coach, announcing today he stepped down effective immediately after a mutual decision with the club. Green fronted the media just hours after telling the playing group this morning here his time as their coach was over.
The board has made a decision that as of next year they want to head in a different direction. So we felt that it was probably best for everyone and it allowed everyone some clear air if I finish up immediately.
The decision was made last week with Green choosing to coach his players one last time yesterday. He took North Queensland to 2 NRL grand finals, including the club's maiden title in 2015. But the club missed the last 2 finals.
Whilst my time coaching the Cowboys has come to an end, my time as a head coach has not, so I'll be looking for an opportunity at some stage.
Assistant Josh Hannay will step in as interim coach. North Queensland will start their search for a new head coach tomorrow, with several big names expected to be in contention.
Let's check on the weather now, and Tony, more sunshine to start the working week.
Good afternoon, Amanda. Yes, blue skies through the weekend, and that has continued into today. Let's have a look at the view from the newsroom a short time ago over the Brisbane CBD. A little bit of smoke haze in the distance from a fire on North Stradbroke Island and some high-level patchy cirrus cloud around. If it hangs around, well, we could get a colourful sunset. Checking the temperatures, it was a chilly start and a little tricky getting out of bed early this morning, but a great chance to warm up today. Tops up to 5 degrees above the July average, 2 up to 27 degrees at Ipswich, 26 degrees for Greenbank and Beaudesert. Now, looking ahead, it's not the most exciting map I've ever made, but these grey shades on the map here show a huge band of clouds streaming across Queensland from tomorrow, and that will bring a drop in temperatures. Amanda, I'll be back soon with the forecast.
Okay, thanks, Tony. His chances are extremely slim, but he says he's there to win. Kanye West's first campaign rally, why some are worried about his health. A cold case trial underway for the man accused of the execution-style murder of his business partner on the Gold Coast. And Logan's budget revealed who's been hit with the biggest rates rise.
On 7 News, exclusive, Queensland's biggest auction.
There's no question about that.
Sir Joe's briefcase to Lady Flo's recipes, a lifetime under the hammer, footy chaos, green gone and a Broncos shake-up, big changes for Lime scooters when they'll return, and D-Day for the Eka Dagwood dog seller. 7 News at 6.
After 73 years, her moment has arrived.
Show the world what I can do. Hello, everybody!
On the most surprising night of television, which act will shock her out of her seat? New America's Got Talent, Wednesday after Big Brother on 7.
What's happening now, Detective?
They're still there. You would have thought they'd moved out by now. Got themselves a little unit somewhere.
Call us today to find out more about a reverse mortgage from Heartland. Heartland Seniors Finance.
Sudden death now on the towel flick. Yes! The Aussie's got him a beauty! Australia has a new Mr. Whippy, chuck-a-flake in mind. Another make-it-look-easy moment from Sportsbet.
Hey, Queensland, this is our state. It's vast and incredible, with so much to discover. From the tropics to the coast, the outback to the islands, the cities to the rainforest and reef, from the countryside to the water slides. It's time to explore like never before! Hey, mate.
Tom, you on your way? Woohoo! Yeah, mate, good to go.
Let's get out there, Queensland.
Go fast or go slow. Go imagine your journey. Go up, go down, go around the long way, go directly, or go off on a tangent. And sometimes go where you least expect to. The X1. Go there.
Why join Bupa? Because you'll get 6 weeks free on eligible products. That's 6 weeks free, because right now every saving counts. Bupa, because life happens. T's and C's apply. Call now to find out more.
Thanks for calling ING. This is Adam speaking. How can I help you? No, I'm currently working from home.
Oh, you can call anytime, so...
Sorry. And she's currently nibbling at my toe right now.
Yeah, working from home was a bit tricky at first, but...
There's definitely been some stray farts, hasn't there, mate?
And now your loan's on a fixed rate. Can I help you with anything else?
No, you made my day.
Well, whatever 2020 throws at you, we're here for a chat anytime.
Too easy.
It's our 33rd anniversary and we've slashed 33% off everything. We've got blinds, shutters, awnings, crimp safe. We're a local company, so we really like to look after people for price. Frankly, only Franklin will do.
Let me tell you about Fairy, from the world's #1 dish care company. For stuck-on grease, just spray Fairy Easy Spray and grease melts away. For hand washing, Fairy dishwashing liquid lifts off tough grease before your eyes. And for your dishwasher, Fairy Platinum Plus beats Finish Quantum at cleaning stuck-on food on the first wash. Try it like I did. Switch to Fairy, from the world's #1 dish care company.
The Logan City budget was brought down today. The average Logan property owner will pay an extra $59 a year or $1.14 a week in general rates this financial year. That's a 2.2% increase on last year and it's in line with the national inflation figure. The Mayor's confident it will be a bumper year for income from commercial rates.
There is a lot of development happening now, commercial development, which should place us in a good position in the future.
The Mayor and councillors voted not to receive a pay rise this financial year. A no-jury trial has begun for a man accused of the execution-style killing of his business partner on the Gold Coast 23 years ago. Rosanna Kingson has more.
Neil Pentland has pleaded not guilty to the murder of Philip Carlisle, whose body was found in the plant room of an office complex on the Gold Coast in 1997. Mr. Carlisle was the marketing manager at the internet service company Mr. Pentland owned, but the pair were like business partners. On Sunday, April 13, they organised to meet at the office, but when he didn't return home as planned that afternoon, his wife went looking for him. She called Mr. Pentland and his wife, and eventually the 47-year-old was found at the office in a plant room with 4 bullet wounds to his head. The prosecution told the court this morning there were tensions between the pair, including because Mr. Carlisle was having an internet affair with a woman in the US who the pair had been trying to do business with. Mr. Pentland's lawyers argue the case relies on weak evidence and motive, saying circumstantial cases can be powerful, but this one is not. We'll have more details on the judge-only trial tonight at 6 p.m.
In the US, Kanye West has taken to the stage holding the first rally of his presidential campaign. The rapper covered everything from his music to his drug addiction before breaking down over his anti-abortion beliefs. Paul Kadak reports on the bizarre rally.
Good afternoon. Kanye West was rowdy, rambling and at times ranting during his hour on stage in Charleston in what was billed as his first presidential campaign event. It has been described as everything from controversial to a train wreck, and even has some raising genuine concerns about his mental health. Wearing what appears to be a protective vest and with 2020 cut into his hair, he called on the crowd of about 100 or so to suggest topics covering everything from police brutality to racism, education, addiction, choosing not to use a microphone as he touted his abilities.
Someone who isn't afraid of anyone and in honor of God, and it is a 132 IQ genius that literally went to the hospital because his brain was too big for his skull and literally...
The 43-year-old broke down as he told the crowd his father didn't want him and that he and his wife, Kim Kardashian West, considered an abortion when she was pregnant. There's been a furious reaction to what he said about Harriet Tubman, the legendary anti-slavery activist who helped slaves escape to freedom in the late 1800s.
Well, Harriet Tubman never actually freed the slaves. She just had the slaves go work for other white people.
Y'all, we leaving right now.
He suggested everyone who has a baby should get $1 million, that marijuana should be free, and that he didn't care if he became president or not. But reportedly, more events like this are planned, even as the first opinion poll to include him puts his support at 2%.
Well, is it safe to rely on a notice in the mail to make sure you pay your bills on time? Why thousands of Queensland drivers have been fined. When will the violence end? The US city now resembling a war zone. And Prince William checks in on some of the most vulnerable post-lockdown.
Queensland's biggest auction, our history up for sale.
There's no question about that.
Joe and Flo's memories and mementos. The former Premier's desk, briefcase, even his ties. Flo's cake tins and recipes. Their lifetime of collections under the hammer. On 7 News at 6.
We should just cue the music.
Ryan Reynolds in the hilarious premiere.
Holy
Deadpool 2, tonight on 7.
Treat yourself to a smooth, delicious barista-made McCafe coffee, and we could treat you to a free coffee every day for a year. Drive through and buy any McCafe drink and go in the running to be your local McCafe winner.
Hey Queensland, this is our state. It's vast and incredible, with so much to discover. From the tropics to the coast, the outback to the islands, the cities to the rainforest and reef. From the countryside to the water slides. It's time to explore like never before. Hey, mate.
Tom, you on your way? Woohoo! Yeah, mate, good to go.
Let's get out there, Queensland.
Step 1 has been designed to solve every underwear problem a man could ever have. These Lycra panels stop them from chafing or riding up. And this 3D pouch is lined with elastic, so you'll never readjust again. Love them or they're free. Buy them online at step1.life.
Introducing the Miracle Chef Air Fryer Oven. The full oven that can air fry 75% more than traditional air fryers. What's the secret? Our stainless airflow racks and 1500 watts of rapid air technology fries food with a whirlwind of superheated air for that great crispy taste without all the added fat and calories. Air fried chicken strips, wings and tasty sea salt curly fries. And all made with that amazing fried food taste without the guilt and up to 70% less calories from fat compared to deep frying. And here's exciting news. The Miracle Chef Air Fryer Oven is a chef-quality air fryer, rotisserie, and a food dehydrator all in one. It features a state-of-the-art touchscreen with 10 presets. With one touch, you can rotisserie, dehydrate, air fry, roast, bake, use it as a pizza oven, grill, toast, and reheat. And all accessories are dishwasher safe, so cleanup is a breeze. The Miracle Chef replaces over $1,500 in appliances. But you won't pay $1,500, not even $500. Call Global Shop Direct or go online now, and you can get the Miracle Chef Air Fryer Oven for the low price on your screen. But this deal gets even better. Call now and get bonus number 1, the extra large rotating stainless mesh basket. Amazing for French fries and street nuts. Bonus number 2, our stainless rotisserie spit. Perfect for restaurant-style rotisserie chicken and bacon weaved stuffed turkey. Bonus number 3, we're also including 8 stainless skewers. Carve them table style or serve the whole skewer. Bonus number 4, we'll also include our entire Miracle Chef Air Fryer Oven library. All 3 books included with your order today. And Miracle Chef comes with Global Shop Direct's 30-day money-back guarantee. You get everything you see here, all for this one incredible price. Don't miss out on this incredible TV offer. Order your Miracle Chef Air Fryer Oven today.
The state government has backflipped on unpaid car registrations and given everyone due to renew in July a further month to pay. Hundreds of thousands of notices were sent out late and its claimed fines were beginning to be issued.
It shouldn't take Queenslanders to being pulled over and being fined for the government to come clean on their latest bungle.
The Department of Transport and Main Roads says the issue has now been fixed. President Trump is making no excuses for sending in federal law enforcement officers to break up a Black Lives Matter protest in Portland, Oregon. The city's mayor says the presence of federal agents is increasing tensions.
Portland, Oregon, a city stunned and exhausted. Weeks of running street battles between protesters and police, now labelled a riot.
This is Portland Police Bureau. This event is deemed a riot.
The office of the Portland Police Association set on fire. At the federal courthouse, the security fence put up hours before was torn down. Unmarked federal agents with no insignia other than police sprayed tear gas and beat back protesters. The president describing the situation as anarchy, adding, "We are trying to help Portland, not hurt it. These were not merely protesters, these are the real deal." Portland's mayor argues videos such as this one, showing federal agents pulling a protester into an unmarked van, have made the situation worse.
Their presence here is actually leading to more violence and more vandalism.
For 6 weeks, the city has endured nightly unrest, protests triggered by the death of George Floyd. In the United States, Amelia Brace, 7 News.
Prince William has sat down with some former rough sleepers to hear what's being done to help them during the COVID lockdown. The Duke of Cambridge's visit was part of his campaign to raise awareness about homelessness in the UK. The Prince was asked if he had lost weight during lockdown, prompting giggles from the rest of the group. If you're on the Gold Coast, The Chase is up next. Then join Rod Young and myself for 7's Gold Coast News at 5:30. For the rest of Queensland, 8 crashes in 3 hours. A Queensland driver's hit-and-run rampage across Sydney. How police caught up with him. Boaties rescued after their vessel bursts into flames off Townsville. And bracing for the worst, families allowed a brief return to teetering homes.
On 7 News, exclusive, Queensland's biggest auction.
There's no question about that.
So Joe's briefcase to Lady Flo's recipes, a lifetime under the hammer, footy chaos, green gone and a Broncos shake-up. big changes for Lime scooters when they'll return, and D-Day for the Eka-Dagwood dog seller. 7 News at 6.
Captain Strand, we want you to come down to Texas to build an entire station from scratch.
Okay, but I choose the firefighters.
Have you got what it takes?
This crew can't just be good. They gotta be the best.
Rob Lowe.
Let's show them what we got.
And Liv Tyler.
In Texas, you do what I say, Captain.
Get ready for the new action thrill ride. 911 Lone Star. Next Monday on 7.
We're pregnant. Did someone say KFC?
I don't care. I love it.
Someone's saving on kitchen stuff from eBay.
Yeah, that's where I get all my essentials from. Just magically turns up on my door.
Ooh. And how do you think that happens?
I don't know.
Once again, our kids' calendars are busier than ours, and we only ever want the best for them. But sometimes rushing around can leave them worn out, even sick. If that happens, there's Children's Panadol, which can start to reduce fever in just 15 minutes. But before they get sick, maybe we could slow down and rethink ways to make things easier for them. And for us. Together, let's rethink care.
Reason. From the moment we're born, we're conditioned to find it. Why does it feel good to dance? Why are we drawn to the water? We're consumed by a need for explanation. But some things just defy rational sense. When you move beyond what's known and into what's felt, you don't need a reason.
Thanks to Light and Easy, Australians of all ages can enjoy their choice of delicious, nutritious meals in the comfort and safety of their home. And now, Light and Easy is also giving every customer 10 chances to win $10,000. If you or someone close to you could benefit from improved health and financial well-being, visit lightandeasy.com.au today.
I saw them. I went up to each one. I knew they were gone.
The most powerful story of the year.
4 children killed and 3 others injured.
A car just came out of nowhere.
Half your family in one go.
In the blink of an eye.
The unseen vision, their final footsteps.
Oh, enjoying life. Oh, we're out going to get some ice cream.
Blue and red lights everywhere.
These are my kids.
I'll never forget that night.
What you will see will touch every Australian.
Cuddle me, Mum. Yeah, I miss that.
A story of hope.
I think in my heart I forgive him.
These 4 kids are special.
Everything that I did was for them.
Beautiful. In every way.
They've touched so many hearts.
The drive over know all my brothers and sisters.
7 News presents In the Blink of an Eye, Tuesday.
This is 7 News with Amanda Abate.
Welcome back. Our top stories this Monday. There are fears a cargo ship 17 kilometres off the Sunshine Coast could become Queensland's next COVID cluster. One man has tested positive, but 18 others remain on board, some with symptoms. Victoria has recorded 275 new cases, while New South Wales has 20 new infections. Struggling businesses are about to be given more support from the federal government. The $40 billion loan scheme is set to be extended to help organisations during the pandemic. And in rugby league, Paul Green has been sacked as coach of the North Queensland Cowboys after 7 years with the club. He says it's a mutual parting of the ways. Victorian government decision-makers will be hauled before a formal inquiry to explain their roles in the botched hotel quarantine program. As Chanel Vella explains, every case in the state's second wave could be linked to the scandal-plagued scheme.
Well, everyone wants to know just how the hotel program went so terribly wrong. And on day one of the inquiry, Justice Jennifer Coate delivered a stern warning to all of those who will come before her.
I expect no less than full, frank and timely cooperation from all relevant government departments, entities and persons to enable me to do my job for the people of Victoria.
And it's a huge job. Over 5 weeks, the inquiry will investigate government agencies who handled the hotel quarantine program, including the Department of Premier and Cabinet and the Department of Health. Managers and employees of 6 hot hotels who house positive cases will also give evidence. Then security guards will be called as witnesses, with the scope of the inquiry looking into what training those guards received, what safety equipment they were issued and how they used it. Quarantine guests will then be quizzed on their experiences, complaints they made and how those complaints were followed up.
It may even be that every case of COVID-19 in Victoria in recent weeks could be sourced to the hotel quarantine program.
But whether or not the Premier will be called is not yet clear.
Who gets called, that's entirely a matter for the former judge. It's entirely a matter for an independent inquiry.
The first witness will be called on August 6. The inquiry will hand its report to government by September 25.
3 men are recovering after their boat caught fire off Townsville during an early morning fishing trip over the weekend. It's thought an explosion ignited the blaze that quickly engulfed the 7-metre motorboat. The trio were treading water for at least 10 minutes before 2 other boats arrived to help. Jeff Wright was one of the first on the scene.
The thing we were worried about was burns, so we still didn't know whether there were people still in the water, so our first job was to get them out of the water.
The 3 men escaped unharmed but were taken to hospital as a precaution. A Queensland driver has been arrested after allegedly going on a hit-and-run spree across Sydney. He's accused of being involved in 8 separate accidents in just 3 hours. His licence was suspended on the spot after his first crash, but an hour later he's accused of hitting a cyclist. It's alleged another cyclist was then hit in the same suburb. The 35-year-old was eventually detained and taken away for breath and blood tests. He's expected to be charged later today. Finance now with Steve Daglian at ComSec. Steve, an underwhelming start to the new week for the Australian share market.
Good afternoon, Amanda. It certainly was, and it will be a big week. Plenty to focus on later in the week in particular. We've got profit results from American giants like Amazon and also Microsoft and Tesla. But in Australia, we'll have the budget update on Thursday and companies like BHP coming out with some quarterly updates as well. But today, the Aussie market was down by around 0.5%, and the uncomfortable spike in COVID-19 cases in places like New South Wales, for example, certainly not helpful. And it's the reason, of course, why the worse the pandemic gets, the more challenging things become for stocks reliant on tourism. So companies like Sydney Airport, Flight Centre, Crown, all underperformed. The banks also fell, led lower by National Bank, and some of those buy now, pay later stocks like Afterpay and Flexi Group stood out. The Aussie dollar finally 69.8 US. Amanda.
Okay, thanks, Steve. Imagine being given 2 hours to empty your home of everything you value. That's the reality for residents on the New South Wales Central Coast after a huge swell eroded land. Furious residents have been allowed to return to their houses today, but only briefly.
Yes, good afternoon, Anne. Well, what's happened today is that the residents who've been told to evacuate were allowed briefly back into their homes at lunchtime to collect some personal belongings. It's not clear when they'll be allowed back into their homes. 18 residents have been told to leave. Up to 40 homes are affected along this stretch of Wamberal Beach, which has been badly eroded since that storm surge last Thursday and, of course, the previous event 4 years ago. Residents say it's time for the state government to step in and do the work they claim the council won't.
Gladys, come and help us. We need your help.
Today, one resident has hired a very large crane to lift in heavy rocks to try and shore up their beachfront.
It's a real concern, and my heart goes out to all of the affected residents. They're really suffering.
But all along this beachfront, you can see the huge cracks in the earth, the sand washed away, and these rocks appearing on the beach are the ones placed there in 1978 after a home infamously was washed onto the beach.
Episodic storm events have always been inevitable in Wamberal, and that's why Central Coast Council decided that the suburb needed a revetment wall.
After years of inaction, the council has tonight called an emergency meeting to try and deal with or form some kind of plan to deal with the further loss of this beachfront. The residents here say they're relying heavily on the council and state government to come up with a plan to save what's left of the beach in their homes, because many are not covered by insurance, and those who are, they won't be covered by these events, which are an act of God. So they really are relying on the authorities to save their homes.
Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban have arrived in Sydney, emerging in masks from a private jet early this morning. It's understood the couple will spend their 14-day quarantine at an isolated production hub in the Southern Highlands before beginning filming on a new miniseries. Kidman says the $100 million project is a chance to give back to the industry currently struggling through coronavirus. Paul Green says goodbye to the Cowboys. More in sport with Shane Webke. Also, the latest battle looming for an Eka favourite. Cosmetic surgery boom. Why demand is soaring during the pandemic.
Queensland's biggest auction. Our history up for sale.
There's no question about that.
Joe and Flo's memories and mementos. The former Premier's desk, briefcase, even his ties. Flo's cake tins and recipes, their lifetime of collections under the hammer. On 7 News at 6.
Sunday, 8:30.
What if this goes public? You really want to play this game?
Between Two Worlds starts Sunday 8:30 on 7.
Hyaluronic acid. There's a reason dermatologists love it.
L'Oreal Paris introduces a powerful new serum, the new Revitalift Filler Hyaluronic Acid Serum. Our highest concentration of hyaluronic acid deeply hydrates, smooths the skin surface and replumps lines from within. In 6 weeks, wrinkles are visibly reduced by 47%.
Now we're talking.
The new Revitalift Filler Hyaluronic Acid Serum from Australia's #1 anti-aging skincare brand, L'Oreal Paris.
Well, worth it.
We're for the bingers, the laptop peekers, the episode sneakers, the binge all-nighters, those brave sleep fighters. With friends or your family, or when everyone's gone, to all of you bingers! Binge on.
Cross River Rail will change the way we travel across the whole of southeast Queensland. It begins at Bogger Road and is Brisbane's new underground, featuring a new station at the Gabba and a new station in the heart of our CBD at Albert Street. A new Grand Central station at Roma Street, and a new station open all year round right here at the Eka. Construction has well and truly started. Search Cross River Rail for everything you need to know. Authorised by the Queensland Government, Brisbane.
A lot of people have sensitive teeth, but gum health is really important as well. If you've got sensitive teeth, you should be looking for something to help with the sensitivity, but you should also be thinking about, do I need to look after my gums? Using the new Sensodyne Sensitivity and Gum Toothpaste not only deals with sensitivity, it also maintains gum health when used twice a day, every day. I think it's fantastic to have a dual action toothpaste. 2 benefits with the one toothpaste. What a great idea.
UQ Open Day is at your fingertips. Meet Australia's most awarded teachers, find the answers to your unknowns, and see UQ from every angle without even leaving your home. Join us for UQ Open Day online.
Audible is excellent for unwinding in bed with a cuppa.
Doesn't smell like a cup of tea.
Well, it's not tea. It's hard tea. What are you, the tea police? Download now and get your first audiobook free.
Want to sell something for instant cash? Looking to buy from a huge range of quality second-hand goods for less? Cash Converters. Find us online or visit us in store.
The huge Click Frenzy event. Big brands, some are jaw-dropping 99% off. Find the best deals before anyone else on Sunrise.
Usually travelling around the country during COVID lockdowns, a Dagwood dog van has set up shop from the side of the road south of Brisbane. But now its owners are in a fight with the state government, which says their location is unsafe. Elliot Chipper has more.
With this year's Ekka cancelled, for months people have been flocking here to Doolandella to get a taste of their show favourite. The Dagwood dog guy setting up his van on a family property and serving from the front yard to at least get some income and keep his staff employed. But council and the state government soon paid him a visit, saying he wasn't allowed to trade.
A few issues got raised with the pedestrians on the sidewalk and parking.
But due to COVID, he was able to apply for a special temporary use licence with the state government. That was denied.
We didn't get to sit down and have any mediation with them. It was just a phone call and, you know, straight no, more or less.
And his customers aren't happy about it.
Stupid, mate. COVID is a 1 in 100-year event. So why can't they make special circumstances to be able to operate? It's absolutely ridiculous.
I don't think it's right. The bloke's trying to earn a living, and this in the COVID-19, and this is all he's got to do.
On 7 News at 6 o'clock, we'll tell you what the Dagwood dog guy plans on doing next and how far he's willing to take his fight.
Let's have a quick look at today's sport now. Here's Shane.
Thanks, Amanda. Hello, everyone. Cowboys coach Paul Green jumped before he was pushed. He's the third coach to be moved on this season. The man who delivered North Queensland's first premiership in 2015 confirmed his immediate exit this morning. Green was told last week the club wants to head in a new direction after 7 losses from 10 games.
Whilst my time coaching the Cowboys has come to an end, my time as a head coach has not, so I'll be looking for an opportunity at some stage.
Caretaker Warriors coach Todd Payton has been linked to the position, along with former Panthers coach Anthony Griffin. AFL invasion continues, with Brisbane's next opponent, the Demons, setting up base on the Sunshine Coast today. They'll share twin waters with the Melbourne Storm. The Suns are back from Wollongong and now await the club's first ever standalone Thursday night match. All this as they edge close to a significant milestone.
The fact that we've been able to reach, we'll almost reach that membership record off the back of such an uncertain year and a difficult year is testimony to, again, the reputation the club is building.
You'll see the Suns Bulldog clash on the screens of 7. The drama started even before the race did at the Hungarian GP when Max Verstappen crashed his Red Bull on his way to the grid.
Oh dear. That just shows how tricky this track is.
After some lightning quick repairs, Verstappen came from 7th to finish 2nd behind new championship leader Lewis Hamilton. Valtteri Bottas was 3rd, Aussie Daniel Ricciardo 8th. The first race of the MotoGP season could be the last for 6-time world champ Marc Marquez after this horror high side.
Marc Marquez is down. He's gone again. Oh, that's a big crash. He's not saving that one. I hope he's all right because that's a fast one.
The hometown hero needs surgery on a broken arm, leaving the rest of 2020 in limbo. Frenchman Fabio Quartararo was pretty pleased with himself after winning from pole. Townsville's Jack Miller came 4th. Amanda, plenty more sport at 6.
Okay, thanks. See you then. There's been an unexpected side effect of the pandemic, a sharp rise in the number of men and women undergoing cosmetic surgery. Surgeons have told 7 News they've seen inquiries triple in the past few months. Patients are blaming the amount of time spent on Zoom calls for their desire to change their appearance. And it's not just facelifts and Botox people are after. Dentists have also seen a surge in interest in cosmetic procedures. How long will these glorious blue skies stick around for? Tony Auden has your forecast next. Also, willing participants as a whale census gets underway off the Gold Coast. And they hid that well, a Hollywood couple's surprise baby news.
On 7 News, exclusive, Queensland's biggest auction.
There's no question about that.
Sir Joe's briefcase to Lady Flo's recipes, a lifetime under the hammer, footy chaos, green gone and a Broncos shake-up, big changes for Lime scooters when they'll return, and D-Day for the Ekka Dagwood dog seller. 7 News at 6.
Well, good afternoon. It's Ben in the PPQ traffic chopper. As you start to make your way home this afternoon, this is a current snapshot getting home on the Bruce Highway. It's a little bit slow through North Lakes, pushing down into Murrumba Downs and taking a look of Deception Bay Road. It's under speed through Deception Bay in the roadwork zone. PPQ's caption plates let you say more about your business and passions. After all, it's your PPQ. Create your perfect plate at ppq.com.au. Stay safe on the roads and have a great night.
I saw them. I knew they were gone.
The most powerful story of the year.
4 children killed and 3 others injured.
A car just came out of nowhere.
Half your family in one go. In the blink of an eye.
The unseen vision.
They were enjoying life. They were out going to get some ice cream.
These are my kids.
I'll never forget that night.
What you will see will touch every Australian.
A story of hope.
I think in my heart I forgive him.
These 4 kids are special.
They've touched so many hearts.
7 News presents In the Blink of an Eye, Tuesday.
If your income has suffered and you were injured at work or on the road, you need advice now.
Step away from the nurse.
Contact Shine Lawyers. We're available now to help you claim compensation through your superannuation.
I need the right lawyer.
I can't afford to be off work.
Yeah, I've heard Shine can help.
Shine Lawyers. Let's right wrong.
Time for a little break? Head to Macca's and get 4 of your favourite classic burgers in our new McBurger box for just $16.95. Or warm up with our range of hot and tasty pies for just $1.50 each.
Come and play on the Gold Coast. Explore family holiday deals at destinationgoldcoast.com.
At Harvey Norman, get 60 months interest free and receive a bonus gift card up to the value of $500. Make your home beautiful with our range of Australian-made furniture and bedding. Lounge and dining furniture with options to customise fabric, leather, size and shape. Trusted Australian-made mattress brands and bedroom furniture created to suit your style. We're open, so come in store and support Australian-made. Get 60 months interest free and receive a bonus gift card valued at up to $500. Now at Harvey Norman.
Go!
Tough times don't excuse tougher times at home. Even in crisis, there's no place for abuse or domestic violence. If you or someone you know is affected, help is available online and by phone 24/7. For free, confidential advice, support and counselling for women and men, contact 1-800-RESPECT. There's no place for abuse or domestic violence. Help is here. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
When you're in pain, it can feel like you're on your own. With years of training and genuine care, Terry White Chemmart are your partners in pain relief. Book a pain medication review today. Available in-store or via telehealth. Terry White Chemmart. That's real chemistry.
4 big fish here, Sharky.
Will this school of fish be eaten by a shark?
Here comes a shark.
Or will the contestants take him to school? It will all come down to a heart-stopping final chase.
The city of Cusco was the capital of which empire?
New The Chase, weekdays at 5 on 7.
This weather report brought to you by Bridgestone Select for tyres and car servicing.
Good afternoon, you're watching 7 News. Checking the weather now, and our weekend sunshine has continued into today, but that is about to change for the rest of the week. Moving on to the satellite, no strong weather systems across Queensland, sunny skies in the east, but high cloud is thickening through central Australia, and that is a sign of things to come. The cloud will thicken right across Queensland into tomorrow and bring a drop in daytime temperatures, assisted by a surge in southerly winds along the coast as well. We're also looking at some showers, even some rain around the central coast by about Wednesday. Around the capitals tomorrow, a couple of showers for Melbourne, and Alice Springs looking at some light rain. That's linked in with our cloud band as well. Back to northern Queensland, cloud thickening, a couple of showers for Cairns, a possible sprinkle in Townsville, cloudy but dry in Mackay, but we're looking at showers and rain on the cards for around that central coast area for Wednesday into early parts of Thursday. Heading south, again, plenty of high cloud, but no rain with it. Emerald tracking for a top of 22 degrees, Rockhampton 24 and Gladstone 23. Bit cooler further south, to 22s from Bundaberg, Hervey Bay and Maryborough. Now across the southeast, we can also wave goodbye to these blue skies as that high cloud thickens during the day tomorrow. A touch warmer overnight and noticeably cooler during the day. Now the Bureau usually underestimates the effect of this high cloud on the forecast, so don't be surprised if most of these spots actually top out in the high teens rather than the low 20s. Brisbane, 12 degrees overnight, a top of 21 on the cards here at least. Similar tops right across the region. Now a couple of showers later this week. Amanda, all the details coming up at 6.
Thanks, Tony. Let's check in on what's coming up in the news at 6 now. And Max, fresh complaints about forced quarantine in Brisbane.
Good afternoon, Amanda. Yes, no balconies, windows that don't open and only allowed out for 15 minutes of fresh air a day. And that's just the start. We've even spoken to one man who was handcuffed. All this as the Premiers of Queensland and New South Wales finally opened talks on shifting the border.
Well, this sounds like a
Is it? The grand final week of Big Brother is here. From all corners of Australia, they've come. One by one, they left the house.
You have been evicted.
Now, only the strongest remain. 3 Olympic-sized challenges in a massive week of TV. It's time for you to take control in the live grand final. The Bromance.
Stand the man!
How good's the blindside?
Stand the man! Oh my! That's the best!
Versus the Romance.
We love you, Chad!
You got this, Chad.
Ooh, hot damn.
You're a legend, Chad!
You can do it, Soph.
You can win, Soph!
This is like my biggest dream.
Go, Sophie!
And
Little old me.
Go, Sarah!
Oh my god.
Come on, Sarah!
Love you.
you wanted a show, you've got one. Australia.
What the hell?
Take control and vote in the live grand final.
Who wins? You decide.
Big Brother's grand final week is here on 7. The grand final week starts tonight, 7:30.
These four strangers must work as a team to win thousands of dollars. But standing in their way is one of the sharpest minds in Australia, the Chaser. The chase is on. Well, I don't know whether to be excited or scared. We've got stranglers and passers out and crime writers and even a wood turner. Let's meet the team.
Hi, my name is Chris. I work in customer service. I met my wife when I had to strangle her on stage, but she got better.
Hi, I'm Sharon. I run a graphic design business and I once passed out while skydiving.
Hi, I'm Mary.